How's it going, everyone? And let's talk about running in 2025, a bit of my running journey in 2024. Overall, I just started this whole process in June of last year. This was more of a supplement. I do rock climbing as fun, for fun, but I'm a little bit heavier of a person, or was, and so I picked up running as like a supplement to help me start cutting some more weight, and just to be genuinely healthier. And I sort of got addicted to this. Very thankful for all the support systems I had that helped me do that. And so, yeah, I'd make a little video recapping 2024 and what I'm doing in 2025. And for the new runners, I hope you stick to it. It's New Year's. A lot of people make resolutions. I will say, if you're watching this and you haven't joined a run club, it's the easiest way to do it. You find a group of people, they'll keep you consistent and give you a goal to go to. And then beyond that, since you have a group of people who run, they'll probably invite you to running events, and that's really what gets you in that loop. But I will say, you'd think running is a cheap hobby. It can be if you just stick to basics, but I will say it gets pretty dang expensive. Running shoes average $140 if you're getting actual, popular running shoes, but it's very possible to just get normal $80 shoes that you were using as normal everyday shoes that are made for running. So, the results may vary depending on what you do. To give you an idea where I was when I started in June, pretty quickly I decided to do a race, and I ran that at 46 minutes. I'll try and pull up my Strava stuff for you to look at, and that's not fast. It's not even close, I think, to the average. So if you want to know, pretty slow runner. Doesn't matter. I just did it because I had already ran 3 miles with the run club and said, oh, I could do an event. I get a medal and a t-shirt, and that's sort of what started this whole addiction. So from there, I made a goal that I wanted to do more actual training. I'd been ADHD focusing on all these videos I'd been watching and all these channels. I went out and I got one of the mini Couch to 5K apps. I paid for the whole program. Luckily, you just pay once and it gives you that whole plan. And usually Couch to 5Ks are going to be time-based, so it's run this long for this amount of time at whatever speed, walk, and then they'll set boundaries like don't go over this distance or don't go over this time. Mine was always time-based because pretty slow, so I was never hitting that distance in that time because usually they aim for a 10-minute mile. Went from a 46-minute 5K to a 40-minute 5K, and my goal for that Couch to 5K was to run the whole 5K, no walking, because you'll have that in your head when you start running. And a way to dispel that immediately is the last 5K I did last year. I said I'm just going to do a minute on, minute off because I was prepping for a half marathon. I didn't want to screw up my half marathon training. Ran a winter 5K, and I ran that at 36 minutes. It's 36 minutes, 40 seconds or something like that. I'll have all the Strava up, like I said. And that shows you, I ran that whole 5K in, I think it was July, August, and I still killed myself. I'm 4 minutes shorter walking and running, so don't give yourself any stigma about walking or running. Do what you want. I recommend just looking up some YouTube videos. There's so many channels that talk about the different things about why running's fun. Running exploded apparently during the COVID years, and has exploded more because a lot of people are getting into run clubs. Run clubs are apparently super popular, at least from what I hear. I'm in one, so obviously I'm biased, I guess. But if I'm recommending 2 channels, it's going to be This Messy Happy and the running channel. The people there have great videos trying to tell you about all the stuff you can do to get into running. The running channel is more of a company, so you're going to see more official looking videos. They have a great podcast that's fun to listen to, that keeps you up to date with some of the other running stuff. They'll do they did the Olympics this year, but they'll also do the world champions for I think it's called the Diamond League, whatever the top level track people are doing when they're not running the Olympics. So there's a lot of fun there. And then Ben and Mary Bridges, they are just a married couple that lives out, if I'm correct, in Thailand, and Ben is a teacher out there, so is his wife, and so they spend a lot of time teaching about running and the funs and the joys of it and the struggles of it. Ben has a very good narrative voice, so those are my recommendations for that. My key recommendations really is find some channels that you enjoy, find a run club to keep you consistent, don't worry about time, and just find a decent pair of shoes. There's other stuff I could make a video on, sort of the stuff I got as a beginner runner. how I did it. And simply to explain for you, the shoes I ended up using is I did get the Ghost 16s. These got me through my first year of running as my daily trainers. They are super dead, as you can see right here. There is nothing left here. It is hitting the midsole. And then I ended up getting a second pair of shoes, being a bigger runner myself, in the Rebel V4s by New Balance. As you can see, these aren't as worn down. I wore these for my half marathon. They're getting a little worn though. You know, they have about 100 miles on them. These had about 300 miles on them. So running shoes are expensive. You can turn these into walking shoes, but runners will notice that like they start to hurt essentially more when you run. I would show you my new shoes, but I'm gonna have to take them back. They're too thin, so I have wide feet, high arches, so it's a struggle. But you know, I hope you're enjoying running. I hope you get into it and stay consistent. It can be hard with these New Year's resolutions, but I think when you evaluate running and what your goals are with it, I think you'll find a lot more fun, especially when you focus on the events and just beating yourself. That's all you have to beat. And it's okay if you don't beat yourself, but trust me, as you stay consistent, you will slowly and slowly get better. And the thing is you'll hit a point where those gains start to shrink, but then those shrinking gains, they don't lose their filling. When you beat a PB by 1 second, it still feels great, trust me. So that's pretty much the gist. My goal in 2025 is to do around a race a month. I have a race next weekend, so maybe I'll post about that or something. But other than that, y'all, have a good one. Please leave a like, a comment. Tell me about your running plans this year. Other than that, though, take it easy, okay?